Okay, great. Hello, everyone. I am Sir Charles Cary, national trainer, speaker, and author. And as usual, it is a pleasure to be here with you. And if you have seen my name around, you know that there's a lot going on, or that I'm involved with a lot. Things like the keynote and just different engagements and certain collaborations with different people, colleagues of mine. And every Thursday, we're right here on Blab talking to you about different topics, usually dealing with three specific areas, and that is self-esteem, leadership, and transformation. And today's no different. We're going to be talking, well, actually, today is a little different. Today we're going to be talking about technology and how fast it is advancing, and how that affects us. So before, let me see. Now let me just keep moving forward for a little bit, and then I'll share with you some clips on things that have been going on that I've been involved with. So the topic is technology advancing too quickly? That's the topic, okay? So I'm getting a message here from someone that's trying to talk to me via text while I'm doing the show. So let me just talk to you and try to do two things at one time. I was recently told that there's no such thing as multitasking. So I think it's true. I've used the term so loosely, and I've tried to say that I was multitasking at times, but that was a clear indication that it's something very difficult to do. You can't give yourself to two different things at the exact same time. And if you do attempt it, something usually is going to suffer. So now, once again, we are talking about, is technology advancing too quickly? And now on Monday, I usually do a blog that I put out, and to all of my professional colleagues on LinkedIn, they see this topic. I talk about, is technology moving too quickly? And then on later in the week, for all the people that are, from my tribe, people that, have been doing business with me, or people that, are in my circles, I send out the newsletter, and we talk about that same topic. And then here on Thursdays in Blab, we actually, we discuss it. We kick it around a little bit. And I think it's really important. I'm going to try to bring up that newsletter so I can tell you exactly what I said. But, I'm a baby boomer. And when you think about technology, let's be honest, technology isn't going anywhere. And to further that point, it probably is not going to lessen. I'm talking about the frequency in which things change, the frequency in which things become like more advanced, processing faster, multiple facets with the different widgets that they're creating, the gadgets that they create, the functionality, which is a really big point. What's the functionality going to be like? Is it going to be something that the user will find so much more easy, or will it be more challenging? So that's the reality, in my personal opinion. Now, how necessary is that? See, that's the thing. How necessary is it for technology to do all the things that it does? Now, here's the good thing. It's great, right? It's convenient. But if your computers are remembering all your passwords, for example, what's going to happen to your memory? It's just like the cell phones. Our cell phones, hey, man, how you doing, man? Feel free to come on in and take a seat, sir. Our cell phones, for example, right? It stores all of our numbers. But how many of those phone numbers do you actually remember? See, technology has its place and it serves us, but it can also become a hindrance, because sometimes too much convenience can undermine our human efforts, our human abilities So that's something that's very real. Now, from a business perspective, to be honest with you, technology is great, right? It's great. Technology, it will do, everything for you. It will do everything for you. However, what happens when the technology that's doing everything for you breaks down, but you don't know how to make it do what it needs to do, how to program it, how to prepare it, how to set it up to function without you. When everything is automated, that's great. When it's working, that's great. But what happens when the automation fails, regardless of the reason? So you have to look at it from two sides of the coin. One side on how it serves you, but on the other side, how is it a hindrance, or maybe how it simply just does not serve your needs? So that's what we're talking about. Technology, is it advancing too quickly? And once again, hey, Ahmed, like I said before, you can jump in, and I'd like to get your perspective on this. Is technology actually advancing too quickly in your mindset, from your perspective? I'm a baby boomer, so I just was saying that for me, it may be challenging at times, but depending on what you do and how much you interact with technology, that may be the thing that determines, how you feel about it. Some people don't care one way or another. No problem. I'll give you a sec. Sure. And welcome to the call. Is that Evangelos? Welcome. Feel free, if you'd like to take a seat. I'd love to get your perspective on technology and how you use it, and if you think it's appropriate, in the ways that you need it. I know for myself, I think it's kind of, it's kind of wild how you can buy a computer, for example, or a cell phone or a tablet, and just in 3 to 6 months, it's considered old or outdated, or if, the updates, the pushes that are sent to your device aren't updated, it might not function the way it's designed to function. I think sometimes we're outdoing ourselves. It's sort of like, I may be an athlete, you beat all the records and there are no more records to beat. Now what do? You'll probably wind up feeling useless. So, so what I wanted to do also, I wanted to share a little bit with you about what's been going on this week because of the reality show, the Keynote, which is a really, really big deal. We are the only inspirational, positive business reality show that is on the web that I know of. We took our show around to different networks, and they wanted to change it. They wanted it to have a bunch of negative activities, of course, the fighting and the sex and all that kind of stuff, the agitation. But I give props to the executive director, Del Toro McNeil. He held out, and he did not want to convey the show in that manner. And definitely have much respect for him, because he could have decided to do things a lot differently. Let me see if I can find you a little clip. I put some clips on the side I'd like to show you so that you get an idea of what the show is like and what all the craze is, what all the rave is, because every Tuesday at 9:00 p.m., people are watching the show. So here's a little clip I'm going to put in here, and I want to get your feedback on it. All right, dropping it in, and let's see what happens here. Bam. Okay, here it comes. Where the magic is, where my sweet spot is. And once I found it, there is not a dollar that can compare to you being in your gift. Next, I would like to bring up a young lady that has a phenomenal story. She's my accountability partner, and I'm sure she's going to share some fantastic things with you, so I won't spoil it. Let's give a large round of applause to Nikki Wilson. Sorry, guys, that wasn't the clip I wanted to show you, but that is actual footage from the show. Apologies. I want to show you a little clip. That's something to get you all wound up. See if this goes. Here you go. Here's the trailer. Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay. And even Vicky's this is like my focus and my passion is more towards new students who are coming out of cosmetology school, barber school. Those that are new, not necessarily vets, even though I could talk to them. I want to niche it a little bit tighter. Does that make sense? You know, all of you all, I can give you all examples of how this flows, but it works the same way. So who are the people that are already wowed by your current success? You're just the way you're flowing right now. They'd be floored to know that story. Dennis, maybe you need to be focusing more on international groups and organizations. Maybe you need to be finding out how you can go and speak and train immigrants who are migrating into America. How can you get a government contract to train immigrants on how to succeed in America? Who are the people that will be amazed and inspired by the obstacles that you've already overcome? Who are the people whose pain you automatically identify with? Just because of what you've been through. So Sean could take a concept like, he could take a financial concept and so we talk about, it's called the wealth shift for the newly divorced. You know how many people would show up to that workshop?
So there you saw a clip, not actually a trailer, but a brief clip. Know Who Needs You, I believe it's called. That's what he tagged it. What is it? Yeah, Know Who Needs You. And that was simply about, for us that are in business, to know who needs what we have to offer, whatever product, whatever service. But we get such a great response. I'll put it in the group, in the chat here. If you're interested in seeing the show, and I highly recommend it, because the gentleman that was the facilitator, he's one of the top speakers in the world. He was rated number 32 in the world. And as you probably know, there are more than 32 speakers, trainers, authors, coaches in our world, obviously. But he does this thing. He's really good at it. It's called the Keynote TV.com. So every Tuesday at 9 p.m. you can check that out. But today we're talking about technology, and I would love for you to maybe throw some questions at me. Evangelos, I don't know, how often are you using technology, or is it just basically a PC? Do you have any other types of computer or technology that you use? An apprentice of good things as in wisdom and technology. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I appreciate you being here. I know for myself, you know, I'm not an expert. I am not an expert. And as I said earlier, I am a baby boomer. However, because of my business, I must sort of keep my ear to the ground. I have to know what's going on in the world of technology, because today, you know, it's all about high tech, which is technology, and high touch, still meeting people and working with people in real time. So it's always great to, you know, have that balance. You say you still use lots of tech stuff. You can't live without it. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think, I said earlier in the program, I don't believe that technology is going anywhere, honestly. You know, I don't know, how would you say it? It's just the wave. I got my co-host texting me, and I don't know what's happening with her. But anyway, yeah, you know, technology is just the wave, you know. It's not going anywhere. If you don't get on the train, you're going to get run over by the train. And that's the long and short of it. I remember that I resisted technology. I mean, this is barely 20 years ago. I didn't want an email address. I think AOL was the big deal. Everybody had AOL. There was always this disc in everyone's newspaper, especially on Sunday. And you can load it up on your computer and follow the instructions and get online. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. But I did anyway. And as I did it, man, now 20 years later, I think I've had about 2 iMacs. I have at least 2 or 3 desktops, at least 2 laptops, and a couple of other devices. So I guess I've gotten on the wave, but I'm riding the wave with everyone else, and it's amazing. I think my early reason was because Big Brother. I didn't want Big Brother watching me. I guess that's going to happen. Big Brother's going to watch you. They have the capability of watching all of us. But if you're not doing anything, or you're not doing anything wrong or bad, hey, you don't have anything to worry about. That's my perspective. What kind of evangelist? What type of technology stuff do you use? Are you a PC man? Are you a Mac man? An Apple person? Android? What's your preference? And if you could type in also, man, I'm curious, what do you use? Are you a PC person? Oh, wow, okay. You're a PC and Mac. Okay. What do you use your Mac for? Like, what functionality is it designated for? I used a Mac, I think back in 2009. Excuse me, it was the beginning of my interest in, well, not the beginning, that would be untrue. It was getting in my interest in producing, music production, actually. I am a vocalist and lyricist. I've been in music for many, many, many years, but because of technology, I decided to give it another shot. Even though I was getting older, I wanted to have the opportunity to produce some of my own music, see if I could, put a project together and what it would be like. And I did. So in 2009, I bought my first iMac and I fell in love with it, and from that moment on, I stopped using PCs. I have still been on a PC, but I don't own any PCs. I have all Apple products because that's my preference. And not only did I do music, but I also went on to do film. So of course I use like Final Cut and software programs like that. And, I'm just a big creative person, a creative bug. I love creativity and how my creativity infuses or, gives me the opportunity to engage people. I'm drawn to that. However, that was 2009. My last music project was about 2012. And of course, I got a new Mac and, a lot of new peripherals, all this kind of stuff to create film and, do all the things that I do. But I have still stuck with Apple products over PC. Although I see the leaps and bounds like Surface Pro and, I think my sister just bought a PC that's just like an iMac, all inclusive. The brains is inside the monitor. It's really nice. So Evangelist says, I use Mac for software developments and coding. I use PC for marketing and social stuff. Okay. And that was one of my goals. I was thinking about getting 2 Macs, one for music and film, and one just for regular, social media and administrative stuff. But, I haven't done that, but who knows? Maybe I still will. Maybe I'll get another one and just, have the best of both worlds, but I am still creative. Even in my business, I'm creative. But let me ask you this, Evangelos. What are some of your challenges? Do you have a preference over PC and Mac, or PC and Apple? Or do you like them equally? I know they're for different purposes, but do you lean to one more or like one more than the other one? I'm such an extremist myself. I know that usually when I get on something or get into something, I just go crazy. Okay, he says they both have good and bad side effects, but I like both. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I've got one of my dreams is to get the monitor that I see in the Apple store, that big 27-inch screen. It's probably just because it's big, but hey, what can I say? Boys and their toys. I like big things, So, but yeah, when it comes to talking about the technology advancing too quickly, I feel that probably part of the reasons. Well, let me ask you this, Evangelos. What do you think the reasons are that, you could create a product, or someone can create a product in the technology world, and 3 to 6 months, it seems to be old, or it's not the fad. It has a very short new shelf life. Why is that? Since you have both. I know, to me, it seems to be unfair to the consumer, that every time a product comes out, there's going to be another one coming out very, very quickly. I mean, that's just so unfair. What about you, Ahmed? Do you have a preference over PC and Apple products? And why do you think, it comes out so fast, these devices, these phones? I mean, they're like coming out so quickly. I mean, I think some of it's about monetization. Tech environments is fast marketplace. That's okay. So it's just a fast-paced industry, I imagine, and they're just running this race. I wonder, though, if it's sometimes driven by financials. Is it about HP wanting to get the best of the market share over one company, and Gateway or Dell's trying to get the best? I think the smart money probably would be that they all would have a focus on a different particular function, or have some features that the others don't have, but they're all basically the same. It's like they're trying to outdo each other. Yeah. So I know for myself, again, I have my own opinions, but I don't update all the time, and there's a reason for that. For example, I know that when I was doing music, all of my third-party software, for example, I was using Pro Tools, and had another device that supported the Pro Tools, which was called an M box, the letter M box, and that was for all my microphones and stuff to go through that. So the software was designed to work with a particular software on my Mac. So I never wanted to update it because I didn't know if it would work. And of course, one day, for some reason, I updated my software on the Mac, and I did not realize that I did it. I totally forgot about my my music software, and then all of a sudden, of course, I could not use my music software because the software was not compatible with the new iOS, the new operating system. And I just really got me, which meant I had to buy new software, new music software, to be updated with the current software from Apple. So that's why I think sometimes they take advantage of us, honestly. Okay, he says the last 10 years growth is huge in tech. It will escalate to the 2050s. Wow. I'm sure you're right. I really am. I'm sure you're right. Would you like to take a seat so we can talk in real time? Would love to. He says, in the future, all will be on cloud. Wow. Yeah, you know what? I see that. You know, they are encouraging us to use the cloud more and more. It's very interesting. Absolutely. Very interesting. Yeah. You know, I think I want to start to learn how to use the cloud a lot more myself, honestly, because if I don't have to have an external hard drive and my data can be always available to me, you know, maybe I should just consider doing that. Do you use the cloud, Evangelos? Because I don't use it because I don't understand it. I'm not really sure how to interface with. Oh, you do use it. Okay. I don't understand completely how to interface with it and still have a backup. I'm always thinking that when it comes to technology, that if I have it on the cloud and backed up on my machine, I'm using more and more space. So I don't know, should I have a bigger external hard drive? So I don't understand how that works. Have a look in Cloudflare. Okay. I'll try to check that out. I'll try to remember that because, like I said, I am not well versed, and I would like to be really on top of my game because if I can go do a presentation somewhere, which this is not a great example, if I needed to go into a workshop and I needed to pull on different files and work on them, that would be great to know that I could just go to the cloud, pull myself down, save it, modify it, upload it. It's going to save on the cloud, and I can use it in real time without any lag. My biggest thing is I can't have any lag because in the middle of a presentation or in the middle of trying to conduct business or, you know, do something like that, you want your documents available to you. So again, I'm a rookie when it comes to that. I don't know what I don't know. Yeah. But wow, 2050. So that means that things are going to be escalating and moving very, very quickly, folks. So that means if you're not on the wave, you're going to get on the wave or you're going to get bowled over. If you're not on the train, you better get on the train or the train's going to roll you over as it relates to technology. So that means we have to learn all we can learn, stay in the loop, you know, watch those who know, listen to those who don't know. Listen to those who know. It's free storage if you set up your own service. Yes, you need disk space, but to use as a file storage, you don't need anything. I really have to look into this Cloudflare. I really need to learn this. I really do. So I'm just wondering if there's anyone online, if you have any questions, please throw them at me. Not that I'm a technology expert, but I just want to know what your experience is. You know, how do you feel about technology? We're talking about computers and using the cloud, but what about, you know, your everyday device, your cellular phone, your tablet, your Nook, whatever it may be? Yeah. See if I can pull up what I wrote up in the, yes, I'm pretty sure I can actually. Let me pull it up. The article that's posted in LinkedIn. Because I spoke about the importance of, about how I felt, you know, my hesitation and my, you know, lack of confidence with wanting to be in the world of technology as far as creating emails and, you know, going online. I was really very apprehensive. So what I wrote in LinkedIn, what I said was how I was so afraid and how I changed my perspective because I've had a couple of Macs and I've also had a couple of laptops maybe up to 20 email addresses since then. And it seems like everything is moving quickly, obviously. And I mean, it's a really, really brief article, but the point is, my closing comments on that was, my mom worked at the phone company, and in working at the phone company, she was using computers before it was a common interest, or a common phenomenon for the everyday person. I had no idea what a computer was, but they had these huge switchboards, which seemed to be somewhat modified. And I don't know how it worked because I was a kid, but she had a headset, she would talk to people, and she would patch people in. A little bit like you see in the black and white movies, but it was a lot more updated. Today, even though you may say it's because of her age, but today, at 84 years old, she doesn't want to have anything to do with technology, even up to, say, 10 years ago when she was 74. She was just so apprehensive. She looked at it and didn't know what to do. And I remember how that felt. I remember how it felt to look at a computer when I was doing data entry as a temporary worker in New York City. And I was supposed to be on this one screen and maybe typing in names, address, phone numbers, and zip codes. And God forbid, the screen got changed because I touched something. Maybe I touched F1 or F2 or didn't realize it. It's like I freaked out. And the person that was supervising would come in, just press a button, and you're back at the original settings. Hopefully, you didn't lose the accumulative data, and hopefully you didn't lose the file that you were working on. But I was just that afraid, just that, uncertain, and just didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to navigate around the computer. So that's how my mom felt, and I remember that. So, she's older today. So you kind of expect it at 84. You figure, what does she really need it for? Carnegie Mellon University is a good place to dig around on tech. Okay, maybe I could read some articles on online, because I do not want to be a tech expert. I want to know how to navigate on the I want to know how to navigate on the cloud and still do what I need to do. And since I'm not really doing music and video anymore, not as often, my focus will be just for presentations and maybe file shares if need be. But I'll definitely look into Carnegie Mellon. Absolutely. So I'm wondering what's going to be the next big thing. Now, what I have noticed is that, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, I've noticed that PCs have gone to sort of emulate some of the things that Apple has done, such becoming an all-in-one. The CPU is inside the monitor, the mouse and the keyboard, they're wireless, which is great. But what's next? What's the next evolution of technology? What's the next evolution of phones? I remember the Minority Report with Tom Cruise, this is several years ago. It's like they were opening up files in midair and just looking at files and documents and pulling down stuff. I mean, will we get to that? What do you say? Will we get to that? Will we be walking around just like they do in the theater? They convey, the future as being this high-tech world where it's almost like you're pulling files out of thin air and just, looking at documents. I mean, like, what is that? I have no idea what the foundation of that level of creativity can be about, what it could be like. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm sort of interested in that, though. I really am, just because, not that I'm going to be programming or anything. Okay, the other day, the U.S. company Hanson Robotics showed a robot named Sophia with a woman's face. The skin of face and neck are made of an elastic synthetic material, rubber, simulating the skin. Hidden under the skin, the miniature motor and nanochips. I think I saw that video. Absolutely. I saw that video and it was amazing because it was so lifelike. If I didn't see this half being sort of like the circuits and so forth in the head, you know, I may have mistaken it for a woman. It's like amazing. You know, you think we're moving too quickly though? Do you think we're trying to do too much? I mean, I understand you said that it's going to continue advancing at this pace maybe until the year 2050, but are we going too quickly? Yeah, that's where we're heading. Okay, I get you. Are we in a race with other countries? Like, I don't know, are you in the United States or where are you from? We're slow, so imagine you're here with us. So that means that Russia, China, and who knows what other countries are moving at a more rapid pace. Oh, you're in the UK. Okay. So who's faster, the UK or the US, in your opinion? Because I saw a report the other day that said the US, and I'm not surprised, the US is not as advanced as people think we are. Tech is global now. It's China, not US or UK. Wow. So why are we not, or are we seeing any of the imports from China from the technology perspective, or are they only dealing with things like space technology and things like, you know, oceanic robotics? Or are there things that the common user does not have access to? Because I don't think I've seen any technological equipment or software on the regular market that the average consumer would use that's from China. I don't think I have, unless I just didn't know it. Wow. They're dealing with everything. I wonder if they're operating under, I don't know if I should say assumed names or just names that we don't realize are Chinese companies. So like Sony, you know, it's not Chinese. I believe Sony is Japanese, but Sony, you've heard of Sony so long. What we consume almost all made in China. Yeah, but what about technology though? Even with technology, I know the United States is bearing a great debt from China, but is that also including some of the technology? Are we using their technology in the same fashion to your understanding? I'll read your comment when you make it, but my point was that I was told that we, meaning the United States, aren't as great or as smart as we tout or claim we are, because what happens is we take people from other countries or we bring them over here, let them learn, and then they go back to their own countries and supersize what they've learned in many cases. And the ones that do stay here, they're not natural citizens of the United States. So even though you may say that the United States has, you know, all these experts, but they're experts that are coming from other countries that are obviously naturally intelligent, and obviously, you know, they are far above many people here in the U.S. So that's kind of interesting, in my opinion. That's very, very interesting, you know, and I would have never thought that, because we always paint the picture like we are just it, you know, we're the big deal. But if the big or the smart strategy is bring other people in with some knowledge of technology and some insights, they come in, they learn what we know, whether they stay or go back, you know, you can't really take credit for something that's not true or something that's not accurate. And it's not like we have all these professionals because they're not from here. in many cases. So technology is all manufactured there in China. The young people all have advanced tech studies. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, not surprising. So it makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Interesting, very interesting. Let's see, I think I have, let's see, that's Shay, New York portal. I think I have one more clip that I could share. This has nothing to do with technology, nothing whatsoever. But most recently, for those of you that are watching this on a replay, most recently, you know, I believe that when you give people what they would like to have, it gives them an opportunity of really sinking their teeth into it. And I am a transformational leadership strategist. Some call it change management. And what we've done is we've taken 3 pillars of success. We've taken leadership, self-esteem, as well as transformation, and created a membership portal so that people can have access to information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they can log on anytime that they want to. And this includes downloads, it includes exercises, it includes newsletters on information on personal development and professional development. And it really just encompasses a lot of things that people need for their day-to-day living and for their day-to-day business lifestyle. And it's called the WHUR membership portal. And the big deal about it is just that many times we don't know what we need, but if you have an answer, you have a resolution, that may be considered a cure. So we put together this membership portal pretty much for pennies on a dollar. You can get all the information you want. You can take a look and see for yourself.
We've all seen and heard ads about how you can and should be better at this or that. But here's the rub. You don't work with the actual person pitching the product or the person that created the product. Now you can actually choose if you'd like to do it yourself or the expert do it with you. National trainer, speaker, and author Sir Charles Cary gives you that opportunity with the WHUR membership portal. You can actually learn from someone that talks the talk and walks the walk. He's an overcomer of substance abuse, a 2-time cancer survivor, and a full-time life encourager. So he knows a thing or two about people on various levels. You'll be able to learn with exercises, personal coaching, videos, audios, and yes, information from his Amazon best-selling book, Courage Facing Mortality, and his new book, Radiate the Brain and Change the Game. In addition to that, he'll share various tidbits of insights from the WHUR series workshops. Transition into the person that you were designed to be or the career that you were designed to have. Contact us now.
There you have it, the WHUR membership portal. And that just gives you a little bit of insight about what I do, how I do. All righty, let me do just that. I've been doing this for quite some time now, and meaning the speaking, training, and coaching. And I'm grateful for all the opportunities I've had meeting and speaking and working with different people from various backgrounds. I take my work very seriously, and I am grateful for each opportunity to enhance somebody else's life. Today, talking about technology was really a sidebar because technology is not my area of focus, but I am affected by it, just like you are affected by it, Ahmed and Evangelos. We're all affected by it, whether we want to or not. Our devices, our cell phones, our tablets, our computers, whatever it may be. Technology has almost everything to do with it. And the sooner we just, grab hold to that fact and become better, the sooner we can get over the challenges, and hopefully, it won't be that big a deal. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Nice introduction video. Yeah. And that video basically was about the actual work, the website. The website, again, that's for people that want to do it themselves. You can do it yourself and get a book, or get a program like The Cure for Public Speaking, right? Are you afraid of the crowd? This audio helps people to become more comfortable in their presentation skills and gives you an opportunity of learning step by step what to do. Now, repetition is the mother of all learning, and you don't get anything by just doing it or seeing it one time, but it's an opportunity for you to see or for you to hear and then practice what you're hearing so that you can get better. And then, of course, there are other learning tools like this. Sir Charles live in Las Vegas. The Cure for Your Business and Existence. This is a actual live DVD, and it's a triple disc set, but it's a live DVD and double set of different events that I'm doing so that you can see I don't just talk the talk, but I actually walk the walk. And these trainings are something that can, enhance what you want to do. And it's not always about becoming a speaker, but the point is if you can learn to be a better speaker so that you can delegate better, so that you can explain what you're doing better, so that you can explain the purpose of your business, that makes your whole message a lot easier to swallow for someone who may not really understand where you're coming from or someone you want to do business with. And this is all the type of information we want to share with you and get you to get used to and get comfortable with, because look, you only go around one time, and make it your best ever. As my good friend Dr. Willie Jolly says, your best is yet to come. And the only way it's going to be your best is if you apply yourself to be better than you've always been. So I'd like to thank Evangelos and Ahmed for chiming in and just being here. Next week we will probably be talking about something that deals with transformational insights or lessons learned from coaching. And that's more of a direct correlation with what I do. So I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to hearing from you and working with you in the future. Go ahead and be your best and have a fantastic weekend. We're going to stop the recording and keep moving forward the call, the talk after the talk, you could say. So let's see if we can do that here.